Hi everyone, welcome back to our learning of Shaar HaBitachon. So the Mechaber is going into this place where he talks about putting our trust not in Hashem but in something else. And he says in a very strong way, he says, Umi sheboteach bezulas Hashem, and a person who places their trust in something other than Hashem, mesir ha'elohim hashkachato me'alav, umeniach oto biyad mi shebatach alav. So Hashem kind of removes his divine providence from him, or at least removes that person's ability to feel the divine providence from Hashem, and leaves him in the entity in which he placed his trust. So for us, that really is a very, very strong statement. So when we tap into the reality that is Hashem's existence and everythingness and unity in this world, so then for us it can be, it is the most strengthening thing in the world, because we're tapping into a reality where Hashem is giving us the ability to deal with everything that comes our way. But when we don't do that, then by definition, we're kind of automatically putting our trust in something else. And the Mechaber he brings 5 psukim now to show us what those other things look like. And it's really great. We're going to go through each pasuk. And it's really, really important because sometimes, we can find ourselves in these psukim, right? Like we live in an age where we are constantly justifying ourselves to ourselves in our minds. And it's important to find different dimensions of what could be wrong with certain ways of thinking, because then we pop our own bubble of rationalization, right? So in Yirmiyahu it says, "V'yek misha ne'marbo," right? Like it says in Yirmiyahu, a person who places his trust in something other than Hashem will be like kishtayim ra'ot asa ami. That Hashem says in Yirmiyahu, my people have committed 2 evils. Oti azvu mokor mayim chaim. They have left me, and I'm the spring of living waters. Lachtzov lahem be'orot nishbarim. And they have dug for themselves cisterns, but they're not even whole cisterns. They're broken cisterns that do not hold water. So this is like 2 sides of a coin, right? If we are connecting to Hashem, so then that's a spring of living water. That's a continuous flow. That's something that never dries up. And it is fresh and mechazek and giving us everything that we need. But when we don't do that, or when we can't tap into that reality, right? So then we kind of turn to other things. We rely on ourselves. We rely on our friends. We rely on our army. We rely on our physical kochot. And that is a cistern. So already a cistern, as opposed to the spring, a cistern holds a finite amount of water. Yes, it can be replenished, but it still holds a finite amount of water, as opposed to a spring that is constantly flowing anew from the source. And Yirmiyahu says it's not even a full cistern. It's a broken cistern that doesn't hold as much water as we even think that it might be able to hold. So it's going to dry up at some point. We cannot allow ourselves to kind of falsely rely on the things that aren't going to give us the strength that we need them to give us. Trusting in Hashem gives us the strength that we need. Trusting in Hashem enables us to tap into the deepest wells within ourselves, because that's where Hashem is found, right? Each of us is a chelek elokah mima'al mamish. We have Hashem inside of us. And when we tap deeply, deeply, deeply into that source, so then it gives us the strength that we should be able to handle things that we didn't even know before that we could handle. We can look at things with different eyes. We can look at things with different strengths. We can come at them with the mindset of, this can be done, rather than, oh, I don't have enough koach to do this, because that's what a cistern of sort of broken cistern is. So I give us all a bracha that we find the strength and the courage to tap into this deep, deep, deep source that is inside of us, which is Hashem, because He is the spring of living water, and that we dig deep and tell ourselves that's where we should put our belief. That's where we should put our trust, because that is never ending. Bezrat Hashem.